Looking forward to it. We have a crime alert out of Chesterfield County tonight as investigators are looking for the crooks who walked into a convenience store this morning. This comes after several recent armed robberies in the Richmond area. Jasmine Norwood has that story.
This 7-Eleven in the 1000 block of Hull Street Road was robbed at gunpoint early Sunday morning.
It's ridiculous. It makes me feel a little bit unsafe.
Police say two gunmen wearing bandanas, hoods, and dark clothes demanded cash, cigarettes, and lottery tickets.
It's such a broad problem. Everyone can just go into anywhere and just get where they want as long as they have a pistol.
Masked gunmen robbed this Shell gas station in the shops at Belgrade last Monday. And this bullet hole was left in a Petersburg convenience store last week.
There isn't really any solution unless you have a security guard who has a gun out front.
Right now, police are not saying whether or not these robberies are connected, but no arrests have been made. So if you know anything at all about any of them, please do call Crime Solvers. That number for you is 748-0660. Working for you in Chesterfield, I'm Jasmine Norwood, CBS 6 News.
And a crime alert out of Henrico County where 3 people were hospitalized after a stabbing. Officers found 3 wounded men in the 3300 block of Carlton Road. That's off of Mechanicsville Turnpike. It was just after 1 o'clock this morning. Investigators say it all stemmed from a fight when 2 men ganged up on the other one. The men all suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Well, the death toll in Nepal from Saturday's 7.8 magnitude earthquake is now more than 2,000 and is expected to rise sharply. Search teams have not given up hope of finding survivors under mountains of rubble, but aftershocks are hampering rescue efforts. Hannah Daniels has the latest from New York.
Aftershocks have thousands on edge in Nepal following the devastating earthquake. Many people are sleeping in open spaces, too afraid to go back inside. The biggest earthquake to hit Nepal in 80 years toppled hundreds of buildings in Kathmandu. With so much rubble, search teams must decide where to dig. Numerous people have been found alive, and there is still hope of finding more survivors. Hospitals are overrun with the injured. At least 6,000 people were hurt across the nation. The quake triggered an avalanche on Mount Everest that killed at least 18 people and injured dozens more.
Here in Jackson Heights, New York, there is a large Nepali community. Organizers are collecting desperately needed medications, monetary donations, and clothes that will be sent directly to the overcrowded shelters in Nepal.
Our country is in deep sorrow and we need help.
Pralay Rajbandari says he's been crying since yesterday. His family in Nepal is okay. He knows many others are desperate for basic necessities.
There's no water supply, there's no electricity, there's no food.
Help from around the world is headed for Nepal. The United Nations says 14 international medical and rescue teams will be on the ground soon. They'll be searching for survivors and trying to help thousands who are left with nothing. Hannah Daniels, CBS News, Jackson Heights, New York.
And first responders from Virginia 1 are on their way to Nepal. Virginia Task Force 1 has been activated to help in the search and rescue. Here you can see them packing and prepping their gear on Saturday. The team is expected to arrive in Nepal on Monday. And a church here in Richmond is also trying to help those devastated by the earthquake in Nepal. Ray of Hope International is trying to raise funds for relief work in Nepal. They do have a church that is in one of the hardest hit areas. You can find a link to the donation site on our own website at WTVR.com. Well, still to come, a day of mourning. How a family and friends of Freddie Gray are remembering him just one day after a violent protest in Baltimore. And $1 million ticket sold right here in Richmond when Virginia Lottery will announce the big winner from Henrico County. We'll be right back.